I am confident that if put on the floor, it will garner overwhelming support from both sides of the aisle. But let us say this, and I think I speak for the leader as well. If a Clean Dream Act does not come to the floor in September, we're prepared to attach it to other items this fall until it passes.
On Friday, 8 people occupied the offices of Senator Schumer and the office of Representative Corbello. They did this because they are tired of hearing Congress say that they stand with Dreamers, but that they haven't acted yet. So they sat in. They were arrested, and this is the 5th day that they've been in jail. Some of them have been engaging in hunger strikes throughout the entire duration that they've been in jail. 120 people are losing status every single day, so we can't wait until March. We can't wait until February. We need something this week, and we know that this is the best week for us to get it because there is leverage to pass the DREAM Act this week.
Because they have to pass a budget.
Yes, exactly. Traditionally, they've needed some Democratic votes to pass the budget, and so that's where we're hoping that the Democratic Party positions itself to pass the DREAM Act this week.
Right, so in order for the Congress to pass a budget, they'll need to defeat a filibuster, which means 60 votes. There's only 52 at the moment Republican senators, and so the leverage is Chuck Schumer could lead Democrats to say no action on the DREAM Act, no budget.
With Senator Schumer, the thing is that he's been saying that he's with us, that he was going to include the DREAM Act during the spending bill vote, and that the party was behind him. And now over the last few days, we've seen him walk back on those statements, right? Saying that the DREAM Act could come up for a vote later on. There were negotiations happening, but this is over a decade in the making. And so if he was promising this to us. If the Democrats were saying, we stand with Dreamers, we're not going to vote for a spending bill if it doesn't include the DREAM Act, then why walk back on that?
My guess, since you kind of asked the rhetorical question, is that they don't want to be labeled as a party of obstruction that would cause a partial government shutdown. That's something that Republicans did when Obama was elected, and well, actually, it worked quite well. So I don't know why, politically, why they wouldn't want to, because it certainly did please the Republican base and kind of throw them into the Trump feedback loop. But are you saying that you would like to see a partial government shutdown to force action on the DREAM Act this week?
I don't want to see a shutdown. I don't think any of us want that. What we want is for the DREAM Act to finally pass. The American public overwhelmingly supports the DREAM Act, a DACA fix. There is public support for us now, where maybe 10 years ago we didn't necessarily have that overwhelming support. There are Republicans that want to see a fix come up also. And so what we're saying is we want a DREAM Act and we want a clean DREAM Act, which means we want it alone. We don't want anything that's going to be harming our communities, that's going to be targeting our families. And we know that if it comes up as a standalone later on, that's what's going to be included. And so this is our best shot to get something that is going to give us permanent protection, but also not criminalize our communities.
Do you think Senator Schumer heard you?
I hope so. Again, he has been positioning himself as a champion for Dreamers, as a champion for the immigrant community coming from New York. But the fact that there's still people sitting in jail for 5 days, it's saying a lot. His silence is saying a lot right now. These people are risking deportation right now. ICE has been alerted about one of their presence, which puts the group in jeopardy. So every day that they stay in jail longer heightens their risk of deportation, of detainment. We know that DACA is no longer a safeguard anymore. People with DACA are in deportation proceedings. So the fact that there's people there for 5 days now, and they're willing to stay there until we get a pledge that we have the votes in the Republican Party and in the Democratic Party necessary to pass the DREAM Act, that's all they want to hear. And we haven't heard that, and so they're still in there.
What communication have you had with Erica and the others who are in jail right now?
Mm-hmm. What I've heard is through the lawyer. He has told us that they are in high spirits, of course, because they're engaging in hunger strike. The group as a whole, their tummies are empty, but their hearts are full with love for their community. They're doing this. They're putting their livelihood on the line. Their stay here in this country for all of us, for all the 800,000, and to make sure that our families aren't criminalized. the strength that they're showing is just incredibly impressive. That they are so selfless that they're willing to put their body on the line like this. And I hope that Congress only shows half the strength that they are showing right now.